Welcome to Empowerment of Faith Kingdom Center for Ambassadors, pastored by Dr. Larry Smith. Our vision is to preach the gospel of the kingdom of heaven and bring all nations to the knowledge of truth. We hope this word empowers you today and helps you discover Elohim's purpose for your life. Now, let's get into the teaching.
I don't see it. What? Okay, I'm on. What? Let me see something. No, I'm on.
Wow. Okay,
What you see is what you get. What you see is what you get.
Hey, y'all. All right, shalom, everybody. We're back once again to bring the kingdom message, and we are definitely excited and ready to receive the word. And for those who are watching, we ask that you would like, share, subscribe, and click on the bell in the upper right-hand corner so you can be notified each time that we come on, and you can definitely leave a comment as well. Where are you watching from? We would love for you to come out and worship with us, learn right here at 7201 Bridgewater Church Road. So right now we're getting ready to receive Dr. Larry, and we are so blessed to continue in this series, Turn the Cheek or Draw the Sword.
All right. We appreciate you so much, Dr. Renee, and appreciate your ministry as a best friend, as a mother to my children, our children, as a wife, all of that good stuff. Just a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff in Renee. Appreciate it. Okay, now let's get into this. We're going to go back, go to note 14. We're going to pick up with the blessing of honor. We're going to get back in here and do some more in this particular area here. Let's just review point number one, what that honor, the blessing of honor. This we're dealing with how to remove these blessing blockers, right? Get all this stuff out of the way so the flow can flow. You know, we're doing some plumbing work. Some of y'all got some slow drains going on. You know, the water draining, but it's draining slow. So we want to get all that out of there. What's constricting it and them, whatever's in your plumbing lines, need to get that out. And then some of y'all just stopped up. So we need to get that so it'll flow freely. And then some got a out of order sign on it. Don't use this at all. It's completely stopped up. Tear the whole thing down and start over. Because the Lord can't bless a mess, can he? All right, so this area of turn the cheek or draw the sword, this particular area is building us up to prevent all that stuff from happening. I'm going to tell you something. When the Holy Spirit is sending us teaching like this, he wants us to walk in the overflow. First fruits giving work. So anytime something is not working, we have to examine ourselves and find out what I am not doing and what condition of the position I'm not meeting. Because we all stand in a position of what? Righteousness. If I talk a little slow, I just get too relaxed. Anytime I get on that water, that happens. And I'd rather be relaxed. But we all have a position of righteousness with the Father when we got born again. Our position of righteousness was what? Restored back with him. So now we are back in what? Fellowship with the Father, you see. And if we're in fellowship with him and we understand the position that we have, that position, FEM 1:3 says, blessed be the Father of Yeshua the Messiah, who have already blessed us in where? The heavenly places. The heavenly places he's talking about is our position of righteousness. We've been positioned back in a right standing with the Father, which qualifies us to receive his benefits and his blessings and his honor. So there are conditions that go with that. And one of those conditions we're dealing with is making sure don't have any type of offense. We are not injured. We are not hurt. We are not damaged. We are not operating in pride. We are not angry. We are not mad. We are not disgusted. We are not disappointed. We are not jealous. We are not divisive. We don't talk behind others' back. I don't have no ill will against nobody. I'm not tripping with nobody. And there's a way to prevent all that from happening, and that's what we're dealing with now. So this particular area, we gave you some other points in that, and for those who are hearing this for the first time, go back and check some other previous teaching dealing with this series that we have been teaching, and you will find that I'm not going all the way back there, but you will find those other things you can do to do what? Prevent what? Offense. Okay, so honor is the final one that we are dealing with, because if we have a lifestyle of honor, if we live honorably with all men and with Elohim, that's the will of the Father for us, to live as honorable people in the earth as relating to one another and other people, that other people respect us like they should. Now, point number one was honor releases what? The power of Elohim to work in the midst of families. And we dealt with unity and how important that is. Honor does what? Open the door to do what? Mighty works where honor is given, and hinders them where honor is not given. And that's where we stopped at, because we went to First Kings 17:9, and then 2 Kings 5:1. Let's go there and deal with both of these characters and what happened with them in terms of bringing in a point of contact to release honor to get them the blessing that they need. Now, first, let's look at Lucas 4:24, because it's going to explain something. And this is very important, because he says here that 24 says, then he said, surely I say to you, no prophet is accepted in his own country. But I tell you truly, many widows were in Israel in the days of Elihu, when the heavens were shut up there 3 years and 6 months, and there was a great famine throughout all the land. But to none of them Elihu was sent except to Zarephath. Now, he says, first he said a prophet or a gift is not honored within his what? His own house, family, friends, neighborhood. But then he went on to continue to bring out what he wanted us to understand, and that is this: even though that happened, somebody have a heart to honor that prophet within the family, within the house, within the land. We're going to see this now. That's why he said there were many widows, but Elihu was sent to one. So out of all of those who knew about him that wouldn't honor him, there was one in the bunch. There's always one. And the Father's just looking for that one. And any of us can be that one. We don't have to be in the group that doesn't respect or appreciate the giftings that's in others. We don't have to be a part of that. And if you see this going on, it's somebody in the family. Check this out. It's always somebody in the family that's going to take care of mama. Is somebody going to go get dad and take him and get him a shave, and do what's necessary and take care of him. All the other sisters and brothers, they never come see him or anything. Never call him. But one of those children is going to always come back. One of those daughters is going to take care of her mother. Or a couple of them are going to do it, while the rest of them, they could care less. That's what he's talking about. That same gift that poured out in that person, raising them, feeding them, taking care of them, changing their diapers, all of that stuff, all the rest of them will just go out and do their own thing, but one will always honor those parents. And you see it in every family. You see it in every family. So that's what he was making reference to here. And then he said in the region of Sidon, to a woman who was a widow. And many lepers were in Israel during the time of Elisha, the prophet. And none of them was cleansed except who? Naaman the Syrian. You see this? He's saying that it was many people there. They could have been healed, but they had no foundation of honor, of value, of putting weight where weight need to do, or putting a priority where priorities need to be put. But there was someone there. Now let's go and look at this. In 1 Kings 17 and 9, it reads, 17 and 9, he says, arise, go to Zarephath, which belongs to Sidon, and dwell there. See, I have commanded a widow there to provide for you. You see that? Now, in the prophet's mind, he already knowing a widow don't have no one taking care of her. She is a widow. Her husband gone. The breadwinner is no longer there. Whatever she is doing it for herself and for whoever is living at that house at that time. She is not the one that's going to go and plow the fields. Remember, it was in the farming and food and fishing and stuff like that. She's not out on the boat pulling nets and stuff. Whatever she's doing to feed herself and anybody around her. But look at who was this? Go back to that scripture. Was that Elisha we dealing with now? Yeah. But check this out. He didn't hesitate. So he had to honor the Lord and respect the Lord's word and value what the Father was saying in order to obey the Lord. He had to do that. And before he got there, he had to have some value and respect for this widow who he knew didn't have what he needed, but at the same time, the Father told him to go there. So he took this widow out of the category of being one who was insufficient of what he needed to provide for him to one who was honorable enough for the Lord to send him to her. You seeing this? So when you're looking at honoring, you don't look at the outside, or you don't look at what others say about an individual. You obey the Lord. We obey the Lord. If the Lord honor them, then I honor them. And if I honor the Lord, I'll obey the Lord. Period. Don't ask no question. Well, they don't, well, Ty, they barely make it. You don't know what they barely doing. If they are barely making it, when you get there, your gift that you're going to pour into them and their heart to receive what you got is going to create a miracle for them and you. But if we don't honor one another, we won't respect one another properly, and we won't see each other right. You catching it? All right, stay on that verse. All right, so he says here, he says, let's continue to read. All right, he said, go, arise and go to Zarephath, which belongs to Sidon. A widow was there, okay. And he said, look, see, I have commanded a widow there to do what? Provide for you. Isn't that amazing? I have commanded a grandmother or a mother who have raised all of her children. Her father passed, and when her husband passed, and the husband didn't leave enough money to properly take care of her. And in other words, I should be going to take care of her. But the father told this prophet, you seeing it? Told this prophet to go, and this widow is going to provide for you. Look like the prophet should have had the provisions. You seeing it now? He the one called fire down from heaven. He the one working in all the power and the miracles and the supernatural, not her. But he said, I've commanded her to provide for you. So he arose and went to Zarephath. He didn't question the Lord. He didn't say, well, that's a widow. Shouldn't I be helping her? Wait a minute, Father. Hold on. Let's talk about this now. Come on, Kepha. You remember Kepha told Yeshua, no, bro, we're not doing this. I just gave the prophecy. I just told you who you were and what you're going to do. We're going to do it this way. Yeshua just told the devil, look, get out, just chill out and don't say nothing. Close your mouth, and get back in your place. And he kept moving, didn't he? All right. So Elisha did not question the word of the Lord. And many times, this is where we miss it. We'll get offended at the Father because we'll say he's not providing for us, when at the same time he would already told us to do something and we didn't do it. He said, you take this over here. You let them have that. Well, that's a big job over there. I need that one. No, you take this one right here. And I'm going to provide for you with this because I don't need stuff to provide for you. I am provisions for you. And we got all these plans, and we're going to do this, and got this goal, and we're going to make this and do this. And at the end of the year, I'm going to have this and that and other. Just do what the Lord told you to do. Honor him first. And whatever he tell us to do, we honor that. It's a privilege and a blessing. This how I honor my wife. The Lord gave her to me. And I tell her, I said, Renee, thanks for saying yes. You're a very wise woman. You know, she come back. Renee always got to come back. And then she knowing I'm serious. I said, no, thank you for saying yes. And what you have done as relates to our relationship and how you have been there for these children, stuff like that, it takes a special, unique woman to do that. But I never would have got that if I had not honored the Lord and honored her, as she never would have received me if she had not honored me the way that she did. I always had high respect for us, always had value for us. So she had to do that so we both honored each other, and the Lord was able to provide. You seeing that? All right, so check this out. So he arose and went to Zarephath. And when he came to the gate of the city, indeed, a widow was there gathering sticks, and he called to her and said, please bring me a little water in a cup that I might drink. And as she was going to get it, he called her and said, please bring me a morsel of bread. Fix me something to eat too also. You know, I know that's your last meal, but give it to me. Now, y'all, it's gift work. You see the gift. And he said the gift is not respected. He had the gift that if she obeyed him and took care of him, he knew that the Lord would provide for her. So he knew that the Lord had commanded her to provide for him, but because he was well educated in his gift and how his gift worked, he knew that he had connected with someone who would honor that gift. It would release the power and the provisions of that gift to provide for her. Did that soak in? If we don't celebrate the gift, respect the gift can't operate. You seeing it? If we don't value the gift cannot be released. And each one of us have giftings for others. And if we are not in right relationship, then that gift cannot be released. That impartation of strength, encouragement, that impartation of joy, making you feel better, telling you none of that can take place if I don't honor the person who carried a gift. All right, so and what did she say? I do not have bread, only a handful of flour in the bin and a little oil in a jar. And see, I'm gathering a couple of sticks that I may go in and prepare for myself and my son that we may eat and die. And the Lord commanded this woman who was preparing her last meal for her and her son before they died. And he told Elisha, the prophet, to go to her because I'm going to provide for you through a woman who's thinking she is about to eat her last meal and die. But once your gifts show up, the honor that she have for the prophetic gift that's in you is going to make provisions for her. He never would have sent him to a woman who couldn't think like that. And this is Elihu. This is not Elisha. Elihu said to her, do not fear, go and do as you have said, but make me a small cake first from it. There's a first fruit. And do what? Bring it to me, and afterward make some for yourself and your son. First fruit. You seeing it? Honoring a gift. For thus says Yahweh Elohim of Yisrael, the bin of flour shall not be used up, nor shall the jar of oil run dry until the day that Yahweh send rain on the earth. So she went away, did according to the word of Elihu, and she and her household ate for many days. The bin of flour was not used up, nor did the jar of oil run dry, according to the word of Yahweh, which he spoke by Elihu. That word never would have been released from that gift if that woman didn't honor the gift. The gift never would have went to the woman if the person carrying the gift did not honor the Lord and did not honor the woman that the Lord sent him to. And we got to watch this human reasoning stuff, trying to figure stuff out. If the Lord said go that way, let's go that way then. Let's go. Renee, I'm going the way you going. You said go that way, we going that way. If he said do it, do it. He don't need an explanation. That's why the word said despise not what? The day of what? small beginning. Some of us want to jump to the big end, but he said, listen, you got to get this beginning, this right here first. Right. You got to walk before you run. You got to do one first before you take on 10. And if we skip over that, you know what? You're going to come back to it. Ain't no way around it. I don't care what they say or what he said, she said. You're coming right back to that place. And once you come back to that place and conquer that, then you'll go on the right path. Then you have success and increase. Now let's look at 2 Kings 5:1. 2 Kings 5:1. Now Naaman, commander of the army of the king of Syria, was a great and who? He was a great and who? You see it? So listen now, a prophet, he's going to get a connection with a prophet because the scripture is already saying he was a great and honorable man, right? That widow was an honorable woman. If she were not, the father never would have sent his gift to her. The father only sent his gift to people, honorable people who are unlike that gift to do what it's supposed to do. But why they always talking to them? Why they said that about them? Or why they always getting something? Or why this or why that? Because that person know how to honor. That word kabid. You remember kabid, kaf, bayet, daulet? The Hebrew spelling for honor, and that kaf mean to what? To be sanctioned, to authorize. It's like laying on of hands and transferring something. When Aaron laid his hands on the scapegoat, that's when that letter word was used. I always have to do with a transfer based on something that has been sanctioned and authorized. And of course, but yet is what? My thinking on the inside. And then daulet is culture or way, pathway, the way we act, the way we behave based on me being in a position, having access with the Father. Remember, our position of righteousness has been restored. So my thinking on the inside is being cultivated by his thoughts. And his thoughts have already been what? Sanctioned and authorized. So he transferred his thoughts, come on, Kate, unto us, and we begin to think like he think. Therefore, when we see people like the Father see people. I've been pre-authorized and already sanctioned to honor you. Whether you honor yourself or not, I have nothing to do with that. I'm going to look at you like the Father does. You can say all this negative stuff about yourself, what you can't do. You'll never hear me say it, though, because you'll never hear the Father say it. He'll never tell you you can't make it. He'll never tell you you're not good enough. He'll never tell you you're not worth anything. He'll never tell you you don't add up. You can't hang with the crowd. You're not good enough. You don't have enough. The Father never tell you that. Gideon, oh great man of honor and valor. Gideon looking around like, oh, who are we talking about? Man, we the smallest tribe out here. Talking about some honorable and valor. Who's Gideon? That's my name. It must be another Gideon around here. Then what did he say? He said, no, I'm talking to you. And he spoke to him based on who he was. And when the Father speaks to us, he always speaks to us based on who we are. We're the one reject the gift. That gift is the gift of the Word, the gift of the Father, the gift of the Holy Spirit. If we don't honor, then we'll never activate. Honor is very powerful, very powerful. So watch this now. In the eyes of his master, because he, a great honorable man in the eyes of his employer, because by him Jehovah had given victory to Syria. He was also a mighty man of valor, but a leper. See, she was an honorable woman, but she was a widow. Her husband gone. Her and her son left. You see it? All right. And the Syrians had gone out on raids and had brought back captive a young girl from the land of Yisrael. She waited on Naaman's wife. Then she said to her mistress, if only my master, if only my employer, because she was in bondage because of a product of being a prisoner of war. All right. Were with the prophet who was in Samaria, for he would heal him of this leper. You see the gift? A lot of people was lepers. they wouldn't receive the gift or honor the gift. Now watch this. And Naaman went in and told his master, saying, thus and thus said the girl who is from the land of Israel. Then the king of Syria said, go now, and I will send a letter to the king of Israel. So he departed, took with him 10 talents of silver, 6,000 shekels of gold, 10 changes of clothing. Then he brought the letter to the king of Israel, which said, now be advised, when this letter come to you, that I have sent Naaman, my servant, to you, that you may heal him of his leprosy. He sent the letter to the king, not the prophet. King didn't have no healing. And it happened when the king of Israel read the letter that he tore his clothes and said, am I Elohim, or am El, to kill and make alive, that this man sends a man to me to heal him of his leprosy? Therefore, please consider and see how he seeks a quarrel with me. He wants to start some mess now. So it was when Elisha, the man of El, heard that the king of Israel had torn his clothes, that he sent to the king, saying, why have you torn your clothes? Please let him come to me, and he shall know that there's a what? There's a gift in Israel. There's a gift in the holy nation. Then Naaman went to his horses and chariots, and he stood at the door of Elisha's house. And Elisha sent a messenger to him, saying, go and wash in the Jordan 7 times, and your flesh shall be restored to you, and you shall be clean. But Naaman, now watch this. But Naaman became furious and went away and said, indeed, I said to myself, he will surely come out to me and stand and call on the name of Yahweh, his El, and wave his hand over the place and heal the leprosy. Are not the Abaniah and the Pharpar, the rivers of Damascus, better than all the waters of Israel? Could I not wash in them and be clean? So he turned and went away in rage, and his servant came near him and spoke to him and said, my father, if the prophet had told you to do something great, will you have not done it? Because you're an honorable man. You would have done it. How much more then when he says to you, wash and be clean? You seeing this? Now, here, catch this right here. He got furious, but what was driving him wasn't offense. What was driving him, even though he was a leopard, he respected himself. He was walking as an honorable leper. If we don't, and if you don't see yourself as an honorable person, you'll roll over for anything. Y'all catch this? It's not being arrogant. Why are you gonna tell me to go, man, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not doing that. You know, I'll tell you about a little conversation I had with someone. And I told him, I said, wait a minute, hold on. You are not going to tell me what I'm going to do. I ain't been here but 65 years. And just so happened, I made decisions these last 45, and that leaves 20. Take some more from that. You ain't going to tell me what I'm going to do. Not when I'm taking care of myself, feeding myself, clothing myself. You don't do jack for me. You're not going to tell me what I'm going to do. I'm a grown but man. Y'all said the other word. That's not happening, bro. I was speaking from a place of honor. Because any man worth anything or woman worth anything is going to respect herself. If you don't respect yourself, no one else will respect you. Why are you asking me to go do that? No, I'm not doing that. I've done that already. You know, we be on some of our sites. I know my sons will do that. I'm not doing that no more. You know, my back is, I'm keeping my back. I want to live and just get around and walk normal and stuff. They got young backs. Let them pick it up. I ain't got to prove nothing to nobody. Y'all catching this? It's a difference between being honorable and arrogant. You honorable when you go up and get in that car can reflect your honor. How about that one? Or will a turkey be glad to go in your car? Like one of my sons, the turkey, children see you and go, gobble, gobble, gobble. turkey literally came out the woods and got in his car. Ate good, too. He didn't have to vacuum it up or nothing. All the crumbs going in between. You know, crumb be in between the seat and stuff. How do your room look? Does that reflect honor and respect? No, I'm telling the truth here. Listen, how that small thing, we can't go over that. You can't get over it. If you get out that bed and it didn't get made up since the last, when you first bought your new sheets and washed clothes, and it's still not made up. It don't get made up to you, and you just, well, at least let me straighten the sheets out on it. That's not being honorable. Okay, but check this out. So he did what? He went down. He could not have been arrogant because he listened. He listened to someone that wasn't over him in authority and wasn't walking in the position that he was walking in. He went down, dipped 7 times in the Jordan. I've been to the Jordan. I was baptized in the Jordan. Jordan is like the Mississippi River. I mean, I was initiated again when we was in Yisrael. I said, shoot, I see what he's talking about now. Dr. Crocker said, now y'all see, don't you? I said, yeah, we see. I'm going to hold my nose and mouth. There's some dirty water. He went and dipped 7 times according to the sayings of the man of El, and his flesh was restored like the flesh of a little child, and he was clean. And he returned to the man of El, he and all his aides, and came and stood before him and said, indeed, now know that there's a what? There's no El in the earth except in Yisrael, and no Elohim in the earth except in Yisrael. Now, therefore, please take a what? Gift. From who? Now he's submitting to him. What he doing? He's submitting to the prophet's authority, because the gift worked, because he honored the gift, and the gift worked. How did he honor the gift? He had brought some stuff with him the first time. He didn't send it back. You remember the messenger brought that? Well, all that stuff was still there. And check this out now. But he said, as the Lord lives, for whom I stand, I will receive nothing. And he urged him to take it, but he refused. So Naaman said, then, if not, please let your servant be what? Given 2 mule loads of earth, for your servant no longer offer either burnt offerings or sacrifice to other gods, but to Yahweh. That's what the Lord was after all the time. Getting this man saved. Getting this man to find out who he is. Now, yet in this thing may Yahweh pardon your servant, when my master goes into the temple of Raman to worship there, and he leans on my hand, and I bow down in the temple of Raman. When I bow down in the temple of Raman, may the Lord please pardon your servant. And he said, look, forgive me, because he'll cut my head off if I don't bow down when he tells me to. He was talking about the king of Syria. They didn't worship Yahweh. So he said, forgive me when I do this. Y'all seeing this? Then he said to him, go in peace. So he departed from him a short distance. But Gehazi, I want y'all to see this, the servant of Elisha, the man of Elohim, said, look, my master has spared Naaman this Syrian while not receiving from his hand what he brought. But as Yahweh lives, I will run after him and take something from him. So Gehazi pursued Naaman. When Naaman saw him running after him, he got down from the chariot and met him and said, is all well? And he said, all is well. My master has sent me, saying, indeed, just now 2 young men of the sons of the prophets have come to me from mountain of Ephraim. Please give them a talent of silver and 2 chains. He's lying. Elisha didn't say nothing. So Naaman said, please take 2 talents. And he urged him, and bound 2 talents of silver in 2 bags with 2 change of garment, handed it to them, the 2 of his servants, and they carried them on ahead of him. When he came to the citadel, he took them from their hand, stored them away in the house. Then he did what? Let the men go, and they departed. Now he went in and stood before his master Elisha and said to him, where did you, and Elisha said what? Where did you go, Gehazi? And he said, your servant did not go anywhere. Then he said, and did not my heart or spirit go with you when the man turned back from his chariot to meet you? dishonorable. The prophet was honorable, yet the person who was working around him was dishonorable. But that dishonorable helper or aid did not contaminate the prophet honor. You catching it? So here Gehazi trying to use the honorable prophet gift to get things. People are around, everybody that's in here right now, they don't walk in the same honor you walk in. But you can't let that contaminate the way you think. Because Elisha could have said, yeah, man, you're right. I should have took that money. Shoot, we did a lot of stuff there. Yeah, right. Appreciate you, bro. No, he wouldn't step down. He would not compromise over money and things. Y'all seeing it? All right, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Now, point number 3, it restores and protects the flow of love in relationships. 1 Corinthians 12 and 23. 1 Corinthians 12 and 23, then Matthew 24 and 10. There's a lot in it, so I'm just teaching this out of that. He says here, and those citizens of the kingdom, I'm just say it like it need to be said. Citizens of the kingdom of heaven, of the holy nation, of the congregation, which we think to be less honorable, on these we bestow what? Greater honor, and our what? Unpresentable parts have what? Greater modesty, but our presentable parts have no need. But Elohim composed the congregation. Now, I don't know what Sheol put this stuff in there, but it's here. About a body. He could have been using a physical body to explain something. But people hollering, we the body of Christ. We're the holy nation. Yeshua never called us the body of Christ. He said, this is my body, which is, okay, all right, just keep going. Now, he says, but Elohim composed the body, having given greater honor to that part which lacks it, that there should be no what? Schism in the congregation, but that the congregation should have the same what? Care for who? One another. And if one person in the congregation suffer, then everybody suffer with it, because we not no members. This is Greek stuff here. You know, church member? That's where that come from. So when y'all read it right. Or if one person is honored, then all the people in the congregation does what? Rejoice. Now, you are the body. That's where they get that from. He's not talking about that. You are the holy nation, the congregation of Elohim, and you are individuals, and Elohim has appointed these in the what? Holy nation, in each congregation, emissaries, prophets, teachers, and he went on. But he was saying the person that's not the emissary and not the prophet and not the preacher, the teacher, have just as much or more honor than they do. Everybody we honor everybody. There is we're going to get to it. There are different relationships that we have with one another as relationship as being citizens of the kingdom of heaven, being sisters and brothers bought by the same blood, being a part of the same family, the same congregation. We are to honor each other. Y'all seeing that? And don't be saying, well, he back there, he just worked media. You know, that's media. No, we put a whole lot of honor on media. And everybody can't work media. Ask them when they first started working what I told them. And what they do is very important. Very, very. Y'all watch the videos and stuff, don't you? Spirit of excellence everywhere. If we make an error, they handle it right. Because, I be watching stuff. They catch it right away. I'll catch a word. Why don't y'all just edit it out of there? Just take that out, redo it, take it down. And DJ have it taken down the same day. He'll call me back, Pastor. I said, shoot, that wasn't, we just talked. My goodness. Boy, don't play. This man don't play. Let me quit saying. if I say that, it's because of relationship, and no one get offended. And when I say that, I am saying it from like a father-son thing. That's all. But I'll stop that so y'all won't get the devil no place. All right, now Matthew 24:10, because somebody be holding. So he called me a boy. Who you think he is? I'm old enough to be your granddaddy. That's who I think I am. Matthew 24:10. And when these many, and then many would be what? Offended, and would do what? Betray one another and will hate one another. Then many what? False prophets will rise up and deceive many. Because of lawlessness will abound, the love of many will do what? Grow cold. But he endured to the end shall be what? So we're dealing with how that if we honor each other, it'll protect our relationships, and the flow of love will continue to flow. We not going to be a part of that growing cold stuff. Why? Because we've been taught how to honor each other. We're not going to dishonor. We're going to do what? Now you said I can't tell you what you're going to do. Point number 4, it positions us for what? Favor. For favor as we esteem others above ourselves. This is getting kind of, skillet about to burn in. Because we keep hearing this stuff about putting people before me and esteeming somebody above me. So I can't be numero uno no more, huh? You can't be the show of the show. Ain't nobody looking at you. And people have a problem with this. People have a problem with identity and validation. And so they get all of this stuff, buy these cars, they don't belong to them, get a car note, get a house note, get a clothes note. I didn't know, somebody had to educate. I didn't know all of this. It was years back, I was counseling somebody. I said, you got a what account? You have to have an account to buy underwear? You can't go to Walmart or Kmart back then or something like that, get the same thing? And all of these accounts. I said, what is the world coming to? I had no idea. I promise I had no idea. All of this stuff, putting on stuff for validation so they can fit in with the crowd. Now, that don't mean that we just walk around like Raggedy Jack. And if anybody just putting clothes, just clean clothes on is me. I don't like all that stuff. I wear jeans much as I can. Finally graduated out of Levi's and started getting some little designer stuff. Now I got a closet full of them. I got too many of them now. So we're getting rid of stuff. All right, let's look at the scripture. It says what? Hebrews 2:9. What did it say? But we see Yeshua, who was made a little lower than the Malachim, the ministers of heaven, for the suffering of death, crowned with what? Glory, because he suffered, because he completed his mission, he was crowned with what? Glory and what? It was because of what he did. Y'all see it? It positioned us for favor. When we do what we supposed to do and go through, it positioned us for favor. All right. The word of, where you go? All right. That he, by the favor of Elohim, might taste death for everyone. And when he did that, he was exalted with high honor and esteem. He'll be exalted and honored throughout eternity by all heaven and earth. Everybody on earth will never forget that because of what he did. You seeing it? All right, now look at Philippians 2:3. Philippians 2:3. Let nothing be done through what? Selfish ambition or conceit, but in lowliness of mind, let each what? There it is again. Others better than who? Himself. That each of you look out not only for your own interests, but also for the interests of others. Look at Philippians, go to verse 25. It's 2:25 or 3:25. Now, this doesn't mean that you be the dum-dum, or you be the brown noser, or you be the one that's always sucking up to somebody else. He's not talking about that. You know, even in basketball, I had to get on one of my sons. I said, let them go get the ball. Shoes, you go and get everybody a ball. They're not better than you. Go get their own doggone ball. Let me see you do it again. You won't be at no more practice. I was teaching them then, you need to honor yourself. See, when you do that, they're gonna think less of you. You don't even know them, by the way. They seeing you as somebody they can use now. Let them get their own stuff. You know, they'll pick this. No, that's not, he wasn't talking about that. Now he said, yet I consider, now watch this right here. See, we got to put the work in. If we honorable, we'll put the work in and we'll get honor. He said, yet I consider necessary to send to you Epaphroditus, my brother, fellow worker, and fellow soldier. So he was an emissary, a fellow soldier, but your what? And that's what an emissary is, one equipped with a special message with the giftings to confirm the message that they are teaching relative to the government of the kingdom. And the one who ministered to my need, since he was longing for you and was distressed because you had heard that he was sick. For indeed he was sick almost unto death, but Elohim had mercy on him, and not only on him, but on me also. Sheol was saying, shoes, I was sick as a dog too. That's what he was saying. Also, but at least I should have sorrow upon sorrow. Therefore I sent him the more eagerly, that when you see him again, you may rejoice, that I might be less sorrowful. Receive him therefore in Yahweh the Lord with all gladness, and hold such men. And he's going to qualify what type of men he's talking about. In esteem, because for the work of the Messiah, he came close to death, not regarding his life, to supply what was lacking in your service toward me. He put himself out there to make sure they were taken care of when Sheol couldn't get to him. He didn't value his life above the life of those others who needed help. That's sticking deep, ain't it? He says, esteem men like this, men who have laid it down just like Yeshua did. Men who despise the shame and endure all the persecution, all the talk for the joy that's set before them. Yeah, they talking about me now, but I know pretty soon here they're going to get the breakthrough and it's going to be all right. Yeah, I know what he did. I know what he did, but I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, though. After a while, it'll be all right. Men who will go all unselfish people, not just doing the minimum or just doing what you supposed. Well, what about so-and-so? Your children will do that. Well, Dad, example, yeah, they do it too. They used to. Well, Dad, what about what Israel supposed to be doing? That now he did it one time. Because that's my pet peeve, ain't it, Alicia? What you asking me about what she's supposed to be doing? What about what you supposed to be doing? Well, I thought what? They found out. Don't say that. Do not do that. Because I'm on you all the way. Not till the break of dawn, but till the sun come up and go down. Why are you concerned about them? You do what I told you to do. I'm like, what about so-and-so? What they doing? You know, your cotton picking business, what they doing what I told them to do. And you have to do your children like that. You have to put that in them not to ever do that. Okay? All right, let's move it. Let's go to point number 5. Point number 5, honor keeps family whole and healthy. Look at the beer in 5 and 6. Honor keeps what? Families what? Whole and what else? Healthy. Don't you want a whole healthy family? Have a family that don't have a strife and offense, that's jealous. I mean, one of your children do something, hear the other one come. You know, and one of the haters hate. There's bad hate when brothers or sisters hate each other. Offense against each other, getting jealous of each other. Boy, I done beat jealousy really don't like me. Because I have beat jealousy. I beat it. I've whooped some jealousy. That's one thing we don't, and you can't get over with it and can't get by. Oh, you jealous of your sister? Huh? Come here. Oh, you jealous of your brother? Come here. I'm going to handle that. Because that's cruel. It's very cruel. And you have to deal with it. The Biram says, do what? Honor your what? Your mother and your who? Father. As Yahweh Elohim has commanded you, that your days may be long and that it may be well with you in the land which Yahweh Elohim is giving you. You want to live well and do good? Honor your mother and your father. And that'll prevent offense. You have a whole healthy family when you honor your mother and your father. Value them. Don't let them be the ones, I hope you, but people. Just because that's your dad and your mama don't mean they gods. People are people, and people do stuff. Let them do their stuff. You don't do the stuff they do just because they did. Then Ephraim says the same thing. He said, this is the first commandment with promise. And that's the only commandment and the first that had a promise with it. Because commands are commands, but he said, listen, I'm going to cause you to live long and live good if you honor your mother and your father. Now, I understand a lot of fathers don't have vision, and mothers can be very foolish, some of them. People are people, right? There's a level of relationship that you continue to value. If they want to be a cray-cray, let them do that. Just don't let it bother you. They want to act like, they on crack and stuff, or they've been gang banging or whatever. I mean, let them do that. Okay, all right, Pops, I'll see you later. Gotta go. You start talking that crazy stuff. I just gotta go. I'm gonna respect you. I'm not gonna let you make me not respect you. So I'll see you next week. I'll see you tomorrow, Dad. Look at 1 Kepha 3:7. 1 Kepha 3:7. Husbands, likewise, live with your wives with understanding, given what? You always value your wife. Oh, we going over here. Well, baby, I want to do this. No, we ain't doing that. Who the heck are you? Who are you? If the Lord say honor her, guess what? If I honor the Lord, I'm going to honor her. Now, I'm not talking about if your wife acting like a 12-year-old and pouting and whining all the time. I'm not talking about that. If she pout and whine, let her pout and whine. Please don't treat her like a 12-year-old. Maybe she'll stop acting like that. You just give her can and anything she wants when she start pouting. It's just like a little girl just spoiling them. Then you do her the same way and she don't ever grow up. I have no women like that, I know. But he said to honor. So if I'm honorable myself, I'm going to honor my wife, and I'm going to have a what? Healthy family. Because I'm doing what? Honoring my wife. When you talk to her with honor. If it's this not the way the Lord is showing you to go, then man got a responsibility to explain that to her and have scripture reference to back up what you're explaining. Just don't go do stuff. Just go spend money because you can go spend it. And then she asks you about it and you trip. Well, don't ask me. I'm a grown man. My mama didn't ask me the question you asking. But I just want to. That is not honorable. An honorable man would say, hey, I did this and did that. I should have. Go and laugh, Caleb, because you don't see me and Renee doing this stuff. But you can laugh. I mean, I don't know why don't y'all just laugh? It's fine with me. I have no problem with it, believe me. I have no problem with it. Renee, you're right. I should have talked to you about that. But I figured that, we had enough to take care of this and this, that, and other, and so on, so on. So, and any lady with any woman in her, the first thing she gonna do is say, baby, I appreciate that because you just acknowledged me. Women want to be in the loop. They want to be communicated. If you talk to her and communicate and treat her like she is part of the whole thing, then she ain't thinking about that money. And whatever it was, y'all can come together in agreement. Now, your heirs of grace, life, favor, life together, and praying the Lord to make it up. Instead of, well, that's just what I wanted to do. And she look at and got her watching it. I don't guess this happened. I'm just teaching. Got her watching accounts and stuff, and then she trying to. Now, how am I supposed to take care of this? And Where did that money go? I spent it. Shoes. Grown but man, you always treat me like I ain't your son. Your son's in that room in there. That's not honorable, is it? Would you talk to your mama like that? Nope, because she'll slap your lips off. But don't talk to your wife like that. Let's move on. Hebrews 13:4. Hebrews 13:4. Honor. That's a way. She got a gift in her, and the way you activate that gift in her is by honoring her. Just honor. Shoes, I washed my wife's car and everything. I said, no, ain't nobody else putting their hands on this. They ain't getting up in here. Just stop all this detailing car wash service. I'm going to do the car wash. What's funny, Renee? Oh, that crack you up, didn't it? No. She was honor my wife. The Lord bless her with this. I mean, that was tremendous. Wasn't that blessing? Blessed deal in the nation. He'll tell you he won't work the deal for us. Best deal in the nation. I'm going to say, ain't got another Negro up in there. He ain't go all up in there rubbing on nothing. I'll shine these seats myself, bro. So you don't have to ask me to wash her car. No, I got to get that. I mean, I don't know where you been, but I got to wash this. Then sometime I wash the outside and I look at the inside and say, man, I ain't got time to do the inside. I said, Nate, don't wear muddy shoes. I mean, change your shoes before you get in the car. Shoot, they don't be thinking about that stuff. They out in the garden, she jump in the car, gone to the store. I drive the other car to the store. Drive a truck or something. We take the mat out and just dust it out. I'm honoring my wife. I want her to look good. I'm proud of her. And I honor her, and I want everybody to know that that's a woman who being honored by her husband. And people know this. And they always say, yeah, Dr. Larry take care of Dr. Renee. He honor her. That's right. That's right. All right, now he said marriage is what? Marriage is what? You see, so all this sleeping around is dishonorable. And then that's where offense come in, and it blocked the flow. That's what's hindering a lot of people because they sexual immoral and it's blocking the flow. They toilet, it stopped up. You got your whole, not your toilet, your sink, bathroom sink, kitchen sink, even your outside faucet stopped up. And it's blocking the flow. Y'all getting this? All right. Give me because I want to finish this one. Look here. Point number 6. Honor causes the blessing on leaders to flow to the congregation. Now, we just dealt with Elisha, and Elihu. How that gift they had wasn't for them. Every time they released that gift, people got a miracle. You seeing it? Now, 1 Timotheus 5:17. 1 Timotheus 5:17. Let the elders who rule well. Now, this is dealing with the congregation. Congregational giftings. Let the elders who rule well be what? Counting what? Word of what? Double honor. Because if an elder is, listen, he's going to qualify, especially those who do what? Labor in what? Word and doctrine. That's I can't put a level of responsibility on that. To feed, to take care of what Yeshua purchased with his own blood. To cause the congregation, cause the people to increase. That's why he said double honor, double esteem. Why he want that done? Because there are that double just means overflow. There's an overflow of giftings in there to tap into, to be released. People have been healed. We have been teaching and people got healed. They come tell me about it. The pastor, this is what's going on. And while you was teaching, I said, yeah, thank the Lord. And I move on. I don't be standing around like some of them prophets. They want you to give them some money. Keep reaching in his pocket. Hey, I want to do me like that's what, bro. You all right? Your pocket's empty? Hebrews 13 and 17. Then we got one more. We'll be through. Hebrews 13 and 17. Obey those who do what? Rule over you and be submissive, for they watch out for your souls, and those who must give what? Account. Let them do so with joy and not with grief, for that will be unprofitable to you. Why? Because it's stopping the gift from flowing. The gift from flow. Y'all catch that? You can't be submissive to someone you don't honor or value. Look at Messiah 5 and 12. This is the last one. Now, we got all this good stuff to prevent offense. So that means I'm in expectation of some powerful testimonies, of some unusual things happening, of some floodgates being opened. I mean, I see it in the realm of the spirit just sitting there. It just need to be unstopped. That's all. And guess what? You have nothing to do with it. Just met the conditions of the position. 5 and 12 says what? And through the hands of the emissaries, many what? Signs and wonders were done among the people. And they were all with one accord in Solomon's porch, yet none of the rest dared join them. But the people esteemed them highly, and believers were increasingly added to the Lord, multitudes of both men and women, so that they brought the sick out in the streets and laid them on beds and couches, that at least the shadow of Kepha passing by might fall on some of them. Also a multitude gathered from the surrounding cities by Jerusalem, bringing sick people and those who were tormented by unclean spirits, and they all were healed. Why did this happen? Unity, and unity was there because of honor. No strife, no offense. Everybody esteeming each other above themselves, everybody working together, everybody valuing each other, and that released the giftings that was in the leadership for other people, not only the congregation, but for other people. And then the word got out. Let me tell you something. This honor, see, I understand how this works. It ain't the good teaching and the preaching and the prophesying. That's what they think it is. It's not the good singing and stuff. That don't produce power. What produces the power is the releasing of and the activation of those gifts that's on that leadership by the people. The people honor the gift is released. Y'all get that? Thank you so much for sitting with us. We are through. We say shalom to everybody. Thank you so much. I got to stop because I got to say this to y'all.
Welcome to Empowerment of Faith, Kingdom Center for Ambassadors. We're delighted to have you join us today. Hello, honored guests. Empowerment of Faith has something special just for you. It's our honored guest questionnaire. Simply point your phone's camera at the QR code, tap the screen, and it will lead you to our honored guest questionnaire. Thank you so much for completing the questionnaire. Don't miss our Walkathon planning meeting on Saturday, July 25th at 8 p.m. on Zoom. The meeting ID is 365-668-6796 and email us at hello@eofkc.org for the password. This meeting is open to everyone. That means family and friends. We'd love to have you attend. Empowerment of Faith invites you to join us for our next men's and women's combined empowerment session on August 1st at 10 a.m. here at 7201 Bridgewater Church Road in Cordova, Tennessee. And if you can't be here in person, be sure to join us on Zoom by using Zoom ID 365-668-6796 and emailing us at hello@eofkc.org. Please see the flyer for further details. Thank you so much for joining us today. And shalom, y'all.